Hello there, and welcome to another video with Pitch Patrol. In this video, we will be discussing 5 things we've learned from the World Cup group stages, and let's get into it real quick. So, first thing we learned is I am psychic. It's a gift, it's a curse. I'm burdened with premonition because I told all of you about Portugal. I told all of you that Portugal cannot work the way they're set up. We watched Portugal over their 3 group stage games, draw twice, and win once. They won once against Uzbekistan, who got battered by everybody. Everybody beat them. Portugal didn't do anything unique, beating them 5-0. They drew with the Congo, they drew with Colombia, and that was the most merciful draw I've ever seen. Colombia should have won that game easily 2-0, probably more. They dominated every aspect of the game except the defensive metrics because Colombia was not doing any defending. And if you watched our shorts, the reason is obvious, but I'm going to reiterate it now. Cristiano Ronaldo is too old to just be the focal point for any team that's serious. And it's really disappointing for the Portuguese because they have a really good team. They have a really exciting team. And building that team around the focal point that is just not good enough anymore is negligence. It's almost an exercise in self-flagellation. The second thing that we've noticed is Lionel Messi is still that guy. I tried very, very hard there not to swear, but what a player he is. What a player. 5 goals from 2 games. That is an insane return. He doesn't look like he has lost a yard of pace. This isn't me picking a side in the eternal Messi and Ronaldo argument. This is just off what we saw with our very eyes. He is so ethereal. He takes the ball, he moves with the ball, he makes things happen. And every time it feels like there is the whisper of destiny about him. You watch the man play football, you watch the man move, you watch him just exist, and it feels like you are in a fairy tale. And it's such an honor, it's such a privilege to watch him play. And this looks like it's still going to be a tournament where he does something magical for everyone, and we're here for it, to be honest. The third thing we noticed is France is terrifying. I do not know how you handle France as a team. France have the ability to cut you to shreds any way they want to. In the first 2 games, the focal point that everybody came away with was Mbappe is a monster. You should absolutely be terrified of him. As you should, as you should. He is one of the most lethal footballers on the planet. He is scoring goals for fun whenever he wants. But in the final group game against Norway, Ousmane Dembele showed us that if you're sleeping on him, then you're making a very, very big mistake because he's also a fabulous footballer. He's capable of doing magnificent things. He is the current Ballon d'Or holder, and he showed that with a first half hat trick. So we should always consider France, and we should always be wary of France. The fourth thing we learned from the World Cup is England, Spain, the other teams that are touted as favorites, they need to impress. They don't look good enough. They look like they are coasting off just their name, just off brand recognition. They don't seem very good. Yes, England didn't lose a game. Yes, Spain didn't lose a game. But I have not seen a game where they were commanding. They made me think these are potential champions. I'm confident that they could potentially win the whole thing. They've not looked that way. There is a way Argentina and France look, and you just can't write it off. You can't say they aren't the favorites. They've looked like the favorites. They've played like the favorites. They look really good. They look like a good team to put your money on if you're a betting man that one of them will win. England, Spain, they haven't gotten into gear yet, and that's something to be concerned about. And finally, the last thing we learned from the group stage is this expanded format is wonderful for the teams from Africa. The African teams all qualified for the next round, except Tunisia. Tunisia was just poor. They got battered by everybody and didn't make it into the next round, rightfully so. They were poor. They conceded well over 10 goals in 3 games. That is shocking. It's amazing how poor you could be to get battered that aggressive. And it's terrible, it's terrible that they were that poor, but every other African team made it through. Cabo Verde were fantastic. They made it through. Senegal had a tough group, but they saved it with a battering of Iran on the final day. Everybody went through, everybody looked good, and the African teams will be very, very pleased with the option for the best third place side to make it into the next stages of the competition. And we look forward to seeing African teams doing better deeper in the competition. It's not typical to see African teams in the knockout stages, and having so many, it's encouraging, and you hope that more African teams just move into the next stage. Obviously, Morocco are going to be favorites to go deep into the tournament. They are in the top 10 best teams on the planet. They looked impressive, to be honest, and it's nice to see how they play and how far they go. So that's it. Those are the 5 things we've learned. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed what you watched, if you enjoyed what you heard. It helps us immensely. It helps you immensely because it helps us keep getting better. It helps us keep putting out more stuff. And eventually we will be perfect, or at least close to perfect. And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.